A food desert is an urban area where it is difficult to buy good quality and affordable fresh food.
There are many food deserts in Baltimore City. A few include Sandtown, Park Heights, Southwest Baltimore, and many more.
Awareness, prices, accessibility, and preferences are some of the largest problems preventing the elimination of food deserts in Baltimore, Maryland. Many food deserts are ignored because they arise in poverty-stricken areas which are overlooked by the government. People are also not getting the word out about the issue to communities, making it unknown to all over. And lastly, since men and women are not able to access healthier food options, they rely on nearby corner stores that do not sell healthier food options. If so, they are sold for an unreasonable price.
As you're about to see, there are people who are unaware and uneducated of the topic of food deserts, which leads to misconceptions about the problem, such as locations of food deserts only being in urban cities when food deserts can be in rural areas as well. What is a food desert to you?
Nothing to eat, nothing good to eat.
Okay. How do you think food deserts affect Baltimore City?
Oh, I'm sure people in certain areas of the city don't have access to fresh vegetables and organic produce, that kind of thing.
Do you know of any food deserts?
Oh, I'm sure you could find plenty in the city.
Do you think that you live near a food desert?
No, I'm suburbs, so we got plenty of Trader Joe's, Wegmans, whatever.
Do you know of any solutions of helping food deserts?
I think just encouraging more businesses of that type to grow and produce in that neighborhood that provide fresh produce and organics.
Thank you. What is a food desert to you?
A food desert? A food desert is something where people don't get the proper food, like organic or good food, I guess, in a rural area.
How do you think a food desert could affect Baltimore City?
Could become a major problem for people getting decent food and producing a lot of fat.
Do you know food deserts in Baltimore City?
I don't.
Do you think you live in one?
No, I think I'm pretty safe. I'm in the county, Baltimore County, and we have a lot of organics, tomatoes, farm products, and the same thing here at the school.
Do you know any solutions of helping food deserts?
I guess to get the word out, information, education is the best way. Let people know what it is, where it is.
Well, I know how it's defined as a place where there are not a lot of fruits and vegetables and fresh produce available for purchase.
How do you think that affects Baltimore City?
Well, I mean, I think it affects most areas where people, lots of times where people of color live, and areas where people don't have the economic access to those things. But I'm also careful about that term because I think sometimes it's defined as a lacking term, and it's not great for our communities to be sort of just that they're in any way lacking. So there are places where they're quote-unquote food deserts, but people still make a way and make do. So.
Do you know any food deserts in Baltimore?
Right now in Reservoir Hill is a bit of a food desert in West Baltimore, if we define it that way.
Do you know any solutions to fix the problem?
Oh yeah. A great solution is one that particularly people of color and immigrants have had for a long time, which is to grow our own food, and then be able to disperse our food within our communities and sell our food within our communities. It's a little harder in the urban environment, but Baltimore is a place that's really lucky because it's surrounded by lots of lush farms and places where you can grow food. So I would say growing is the biggest one, teaching younger people to grow, and being able to think of farming as a profession that's viable for you guys, and shifting some of our ideas around what's a great career and what's an important career. And then intergenerational learning. I'm sure you guys probably have grandparents or great grandparents that know how to grow. So hopefully passing those traditions to your generation will help in the future. And then of course, education. We have to have farmers markets and things like that. There was a farmers market in our community run by students your age, and they were able to make really good recipes, things like salsa or whatever, and they used the ingredients in the farmer's market and then gave tastings. So that changed people's palate. Way to do education without having to sit in a classroom, but really being able to taste things, I think helps us start to think about choices that we're making for our bodies.
Food that you can eat in the desert. Cold stuff, all dry food.
So how do you think it affects Baltimore?
Well, you need vegetables, definitely.
Do you think you live near a food desert?
No.
This map shows the corner stores and small market locations in Baltimore City. We can see that there are many corner stores around Baltimore. This is one of the major problems.
This map shows food deserts and supermarkets in Baltimore City. The red shows where food deserts are and the yellow dots show where the supermarkets are. We've circled the area of Sandtown. In Sandtown, there are very few markets and also there are very few places that aren't food deserts. Sandtown is one of the many places in Baltimore that is a food desert. Solutions to how food deserts in Baltimore include adding more farmers markets to different areas in Baltimore. Baltimore residents can learn how to garden so that they are able to grow their own fresh foods. People can start more nonprofit programs like the Blue Bag program to help those who are in need of affordable groceries that consist of fresh produce.
So there was no supermarket that's walkable or that's really close. And most people don't want to carry their bags on a bus or in a taxi because it's extra money.
Yeah.
So we opened this up. We're starting it 1 day a week. And so our partner for this is Whole Foods. So all the fruits and vegetables that you see are really high, good quality, and some of them are organic, but it's not the same price as you would pay at Whole Food.
Mm-hmm.
The price point is better for this community. We're able to take cash credit and food stamps too, because a lot of the residents here use food stamps.
Yeah.
And we do a double your dollars. So if you spend 20, if you spend 10, you get $20 worth. If you spend 5, you get $10 worth. So we're really trying to encourage people to eat healthy by giving them more healthy food for their bucks. Our other partner is a local urban farm called Strengths of Love, which is the largest all-year urban farm, and it's right here in Sandtown, and it's like 4 blocks away on Monroe Street, and it employs ex-offenders too, so when people are released from incarceration, they have a place to learn and to work, and it's popular because as you see in this table right here, all the greens come from our farm on Monroe Street, and it's pretty empty, so we start at 9 o'clock, and all this will be filled up with like kale and collards, red mustards, green mustards, spinach, and it's all grown locally. So I think people are really excited to see that they can eat healthy and it's grown right here in the neighborhood. And then we also sell a variety of things, and like I'm really happy that it looks empty today because that means people are shopping and participating.
Yeah.
So usually on a Saturday, I would say we sell out every Saturday. We close at 3. Sometimes we close earlier if we don't have a lot left. Mm-hmm. So this is here for the residents. You'll see the residents. We have high school workers who earn their community service. We have Deontay, who leads our corner store demos. He's a paid employee. She's a paid employee, and other projects that we have. So we really try to get young people involved in our healthy eating project. And so then I talked about the residents are here. We also sell to 6 corner stores, so that during the week the corner stores can have fresh produce, because a lot of people use the corner stores as their main source of like a supermarket because they don't want to walk too far. So it's good to have the chicken box and the candy and the chips, but also to be able to grab an apple or banana or ingredients for a salad. So instead of them going to Giant and paying a fortune, we sell it here wholesale. So they're able to buy it and then not have it really expensive at the corner store. Because do you want to buy an apple for $2?
No.
You'd rather buy it for 60 cents, and that way they can shop here and we give them the wholesale price. So what we pay, they pay. So we kind of pass the savings along to everybody.
How often do you guys stock everything?
We are only open once a week, and honestly, at the end of the week, we're pretty much sold out. We have all those young people work here with us, and they know the routines. They'll stock things. They might cut some stuff so people can try and taste it. So once you start working here, you kind of learn a little bit about vegetables, a little bit about customer service, and That's how it works. Like we don't have.
Because a lot of farmers that live far from here bring their food into the city where, you know, it's closer to where people live that maybe can't drive far to get fresh food. So, I mean, I think that's a good idea. So I think a farmer's market would be a good idea. Maybe they could have a farmer's market in that community or in that area. Every Saturday have a farmer's market. That would bring a lot of fresh food in.
The Blue Bag program is located in Baltimore, Maryland at the Gather Baltimore warehouse. This program allows people to get a bag with a week worth of food. The price of the bag is only $7. Each healthy blue bag contains enough produce to feed a family of 4 for 1 whole week. This program is donation-based, therefore the items in the bag will vary week to week. Gather Baltimore also gives out blue bags to different communities through different partnerships.
Everyone deserves access to fresh and affordable food.
Help! We need to get the word out.
We need to help Baltimore City food deserts. We can make a change one step at a time.